live at GalaxyCon St. Louis. I'm here with Keaton on the show floor. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Great, great. It's been a good weekend. How's everything been for you?
Everything's been great. Having a good time in St. Louis. First time ever here.
Nice.
A little bummed I couldn't see the arch
I
because it's closed, but
know.
you know, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I know. I was kind of hoping to do the same thing on the way out of town. Stop
Yeah.
by Gateway to the Midwest.
Yeah, yeah.
But so you've got quite a variety of 8x10s here, and so you've done so many different mediums. Do you find yourself in a different creative space when you're going between video games or animation or any other medium?
I would say that yes and no.
Mhm.
We used to do group records for
Sure.
animation, and that's kind of gone by the wayside since COVID. So now you're
Sure.
just kind of recording by yourself, which, in my opinion, is kind of a bummer. Like it was
Right.
really nice to have that energy to feed off of the other actor.
Yeah, kind of seeing them and reacting to
Right.
them.
So now it's kind of blended with VO. I mean, with video games, because
Sure.
with video games, it's just you're in the booth by yourself. Now with animation, you're kind of in the booth by yourself.
Mhm.
Anime, you're in the booth by yourself, but you at least have like you have the original animation to
Yeah.
work off of.
So you're voicing over that.
You're voicing over that. So I mean, with that, you have a little bit, not necessarily a guide, because you could still do your own interpretation of
Sure.
the character, but whatever language it's originally recorded in, you use that to kind of inform you of like what the character is going to be like and all that. So there's a little bit of a difference.
Sure.
But ultimately, it's acting. It's
Yeah,
all
it
got the
is.
same foundation.
Yeah.
You're still going to be thinking of character. You're still going to be thinking of scene and like where you are in the scene, what your objectives are, all that kind of stuff. The same acting stuff that applies with on camera or voice or whatever.
Transferable skills, right? It
Absolutely,
all comes
absolutely.
together.
There's a lot of mesh.
So now you've got quite a variety of classic characters. You got your Spider-Man, but then you've
Mhm.
also got some original characters
Sure.
that you've done. Is that a different mindset when you're going from a legacy character like Spider-Man to a new, fresh character?
Absolutely, because I'd say with something like Spider-Man, there are certain kind of character beats and character notes that you need to hit.
Mhm.
There's a certain sandbox you have to play in for it to
Sure.
be Peter Parker. Otherwise, it's somebody else.
Yeah, it's not Peter Parker then.
And you can put your own spin on it, but there are still some kind of like guideposts that you have to make sure that you honor.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's a different character. Whereas something that is an original character or something that's not so well established, you have a lot more free reign to kind of just play it how you want to play it.
Yeah, so you can be outside the lines a little bit more.
Exactly,
A little outside
exactly.
that sandbox.
Yeah, yeah.
So speaking of characters, we were chatting Metal Gear Solid 3, obviously kind
Yeah.
of a big deal right now with the reissue with
Delta,
Delta.
yeah.
So you came into that at an interesting time. You came in as a younger Ocelot after we had seen the older version in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
Was that different for you to have to kind of take that and young it up? And
Not necessarily, because to be honest, I wasn't familiar with the Metal Gear Solid series at all.
So
When
this was all new
when
to
I did
you.
it. It was all new to me.
Mhm.
And so I didn't have the first two games in my head to really go off
Okay.
of to compare and all that, which I think might have served the character better anyway, because
Right.
like chronologically that comes before it.
True.
And so I kind of went in with just a fresh head and just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like that character is such a key character to the series, and
Yeah.
then you were able to take it and put your own spin on it.
Absolutely.
And kind of become Ocelot.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of all things video games, you've got quite a deep variety of voice acting in video games. Do you keep up with gaming? Are you a gamer yourself?
I have been a gamer since before I had my own system, and my uncle would bring over his Atari.
Love it.
So yeah, I mean, I had a Nintendo, I had a Sega Genesis, I had a Sega Dreamcast.
So you grew up.
I was a
with
big
it.
Sega guy for a while.
Yeah.
Like once I liked a lot of the games, and then Dreamcast was great. I bought Dreamcast so I could play Resident Evil Code Veronica. Like that was my one reason for buying the Dreamcast, and then I've just played all kinds of stuff. I love Hydro Thunder and
Oh, yeah.
Crazy Taxi and SF Rush 2049, and like there were so many good games for that system.
Resident Evil Code Veronica is a good one just to start with. Like
Yes,
that is such
absolutely.
a classic
It's a great game, great game.
Are you big into the Resident Evil franchise?
I was.
Uh-huh.
I like the earlier ones. Like
Yeah, those
I like when you're
classics.
trapped in a mansion.
Yes.
Because once it's a town, then
Right.
it's just kind of indistinguishable from every other zombie game.
True.
I like the whole aspect of being trapped in the mansion. It's just creepier.
You got to find your way out.
Yeah,
You've
I
got
love
crows
that.
coming down at you.
Absolutely.
You've got all
So,
kinds of stuff.
I love that. I've also, like World of Warcraft.
Yes.
I've been playing World of Warcraft. I speak for a living. I've been playing World of Warcraft since vanilla.
Oh,
Since
wow.
the very beginning. And I actually played the game avidly for years before I even auditioned to be in it.
Really?
Yeah, so It was research.
Yeah,
you know?
it was
research.
total
It was
research.
total character research.
research.
You know, I knew it was coming, and so I knew that I had to research the. No, total lie. But I mean, I was really passionate about the game, and I remember when I auditioned for that, and I knew it was for Warcraft. I was like, I don't care who they get to audition for this game. Nobody knows this character more than I do.
Right,
Nobody knows this world more than I do.
I can embody this. I can
Absolutely.
Become this.
So, and it's helped a lot. Like I've kind of watched video gaming grow from where there was no voice acting in video games. There was just bleeps and beeps and bloops and all that, to now being full-on cinematic experiences.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, like they're and not linear cinematic experiences, like completely interactive, branching.
Oh yeah.
Your choices make a difference. It's been fascinating to watch that as a gamer.
Oh yeah,
and be a part of it. And even mocap.
Yes.
Seeing the beginning of mocap from before when they didn't have mocap to, I think the first game I ever mocapped was Mad Max.
Okay.
Very underrated game. Very fun game.
Very true. Yeah.
And in that, you wore like these big heavy packs that had the hard drives that blew hot air in your face, and you didn't even know if they had the footage until the end of the day when they pulled all the footage off of the hard drives.
So you might have had to go back and redo.
You might have had to go and redo. Like now they have what was called pre-visualization, where you can kind of see a rough version of what you did on the monitor back there with like a rough mock-up of the background and your wire. It's not just your wireframe. It's like a loosely skinned version of your character.
Yeah.
But now it's even more detailed. Now you can actually see fingers moving in that previs. Now you can actually see a little bit of face moving in that previs. So it's crazy how far the technology's come. The things don't blow hot air in your face anymore.
Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore.
The cameras are lighter. Sometimes you don't even need a camera. Sometimes it's just dots on your face and they can go from that. It's the technology's grown in leaps and bounds, and it's been fascinating to be a part of that.
And that's got to help the director and such too, of knowing what they're getting out of the can and not having to go back and recast.
Well, the thing that's cool about mocap is that they're recording you in 3D space.
Right.
So they can decide how they want to do the cinematography later.
True. Yeah.
Like,
they've got the.
They
raw
don't have to
start.
set up a tracking shot and then an over the shoulder and then a close up and then a two shot. They can do all of that later because they've recorded the entire thing in full 3-dimensional space.
And it's ready to roll.
So they can set up, they work the camera in afterwards. It's crazy.
That's amazing. It's amazing how far the technology's come.
Yeah.
I just played Expedition 33, and speaking of narratives, that if you haven't played that yet,
I haven't played it yet.
highly recommend.
Okay.
Appreciate you taking the time. Where can people keep up with you?
You can keep up with me on my socials. On Twitter, I'll always call it Twitter, is
Same.
Josh Keaton. On YouTube, it's Josh Keaton. On Twitch and Instagram, I am Space Padre. On TikTok, I am the Josh Keaton.
Awesome.
And Cameo, Josh Keaton.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time.
Absolutely,
I hope it's a
man.
great rest of your Saturday and
Thanks
Sunday.
so much.
Thank you.